Welcome to day 19 of 30 Days of Yoga, the beginner challenge. Let's begin sitting nice and tall and ground yourself with a couple of breaths here. Deep into the nose and out to the nose with a slight constriction in the back of the throat. Now move your arms up over your head and interlace your fingers and move to your left side, twist to your left side. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist a bit more. And back to center, and let's go to the other side, to the right side. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist a bit more. And release. Now uncross your legs and put the other on top. Now put your right arm to your left knee and the other arm behind you. Look over your left shoulder, if it doesn't bother your neck. And now let's do the other side. Left arm to your right knee, the right arm is behind you, and you look over to your right shoulder. And now come back to center and come onto your hands and knees to table pose and back into child's pose. Now come on up, arch your back, and now exhale, round your back, back to child's pose. Inhale, arch your back, and exhale, round your back, and back to child's pose. Inhale, arch your back, come on forward, exhale, round your back, and back to child's pose. Inhale, come on up, exhale, round your back, and back to child's pose. Inhale, arch your back, exhale, round your back, and child's pose. Inhale, come on forward, and exhale, arch around your back, and back to child's pose. Inhale, and now swift your arm through and extend your leg out. If you want, you can hook your arm onto your right thigh. And carefully press yourself up. Come back to table pose. And now circle your left arm up and through to the mat. Your ears on the ground. And now extend your right leg out. And if you want, you can hook your right arm to your left thigh. And now release. Come back to table pose and then put your hands a hand pin forward Tuck your toes and move back into downward facing dog and start bicycling your legs. And straighten your legs and just breathe here a bit. And step or hop, feet to the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold forward and rise up to mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your palms and step back into plank pose. Put your knees down and shift your everything down to the floor. Put your chest up and then upward facing dog, thighs and knees off the floor, and move yourself back into downward facing dog. And lift your right leg up and move it between the hands. Put the other knee down, low lunge, arms up, and put your right arm next to your leg and look up to your left arm. And put both down and move into plank pose. Put your knees down and lower everything down at once. Put your chest up, little cobra or upward facing dog, thighs and knees off the floor, and back into downward facing dog. Feet to the hands, fold forward, exhale halfway up, inhale halfway up, exhale fold forward, inhale, come on up and exhale hands to heart. Inhale, circle arms up, exhale fold forward, inhale halfway up, exhale plant the palms and step back into plank pose. Knees down and lower everything down at once. Peel your chest off the floor, little cobra or upward facing dog, thighs and knees off the floor. And downward facing dog. Other leg up, the left leg, and put it between your hands. Arms up. And the left arm is down to the floor next to your leg. And look up to your right arm. And tuck your arms down and make your way into plank pose. Knees down and lower everything down at once. Chest off the floor or upward facing dog. And move back into downward facing dog. Now come into table pose and put your elbows down to the floor, tuck your toes. And now come into downward facing dog, but the elbows stay on the ground. This is dolphin pose. Come into plank pose with elbows down. And now lower down and rest with your head on your hands or on the mat. Put your elbows down again and tuck your toes and move into dolphin pose And you can shimmer your feet next to your body, but we're going to make your way into downward facing dog. Put your arms up, feet to the hands, forward folds, inhale halfway up, exhale fold forwards, inhale rise up to mountain pose, exhale hands to heart. Rise up, and exhale fold forward, inhale halfway up, exhale fold forward, inhale, and chair pose, like you're sitting in a chair, the arms in front of you, you slightly look up. Now put your right leg back into a high lunge, hands to the heart. Now put your right elbow to your knee and look over to your left side. A little twist here. Take your arms down to the mat and make your way into plank pose. Put your knees down and lower everything down at once. Pick your chest off the floor, little cobra, or upward facing dog. Thighs and knees off the floor. Back into downward facing dog. And make your way to your hands. Fold forward, inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, and inhale, rise up to mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, and inhale into chair pose. Now put your left leg back into a high lunge. And now put your left elbow to your knee and twist to the right side. And down to the mat into a plank pose. Knees down to the floor and lower everything down at once. Peel your chest off the floor, little cobra or upward facing dog, thighs and knees off the floor. And push yourself up to downward facing dog. Now make your way onto a seated position and lower yourself down to the mat. Lay on your back, knees bent. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock yourself side to side and put the knees down. Keep them bent and prepare for bridge pose. Knees over ankle, and push yourself up. For support, grab the side of the mat or interlace your fingers at the back. And lower down. Hug your knees in. And let's prepare for another bridge pose. Push your hips up and hold for a couple of breaths. And lower down. Hug your knees in again. And now put them down again and bring your right ankle to your left knee and hug it in. And you should feel a stretch on your right hip. Put it down and let's do the other side. Right ankle just past the right, the left ankle just past the right knee and hug it in. Bring it to chest. And now you should feel a stretch on your left hip. Release and hug your knees in. Now extend them out and your final resting Savasana. Feet flap open, hands by your side, palms facing up. Go to a natural breathing and just relax here for a moment. I'll be right back. Start to make gentle movements. Take a couple of deep breaths and stretch yourself out. And when you're ready, move to your right side or your left side. Thank yourself for showing up and press yourself up to seated. Cross your legs. Hands together. Hands to the forehead to remind yourself to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart to remind yourself to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to the mouth to remind yourself to have clear and loving communication, sending this positive energy we created to all beings everywhere, going forward any amount. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on day 19. It's awesome practice and awesome progress, and I see you tomorrow.